To nurture a life brimming with genuine happiness, anchor it to a meaningful goal rather than fleeting attachments, people, or possessions. Goals serve as beacons of purpose, guiding us through life's ebbs and flows with steadfast clarity and direction. Hello there. Welcome to another engaging weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Thank you so much for joining us.
We know you want better roads in your towns and communities. That is why through the Spark program, your government is allocating over $40 billion over 2 years to fix your community and rural roads. $20 billion will go towards fixing smaller roads in every area, with $150 million allocated per area. The remaining funds will be distributed based on road length and condition, ensuring areas with greater need receive more assistance. Your government is caring for you.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Thanks for staying with us. Save some, spend some, but don't forget to invest. Come along as we unlock the secrets to financial success with expert insights from the world of wealth management. An expert in wealth management is here to share invaluable strategies and tools for effective investment.
Investing is the only way to build wealth. If you are not investing, you are go poor. Poverty will continue because investing is really the only way that you get a return that beats inflation. And that is how you build wealth. You don't build wealth through saving because your saving account doesn't give you the type of return that keeps up with how the prices of things are going up. So you're always behind the curve with just that. You need investing if you intend on being wealthy. And maybe you don't want to be wealthy, so you go with saving. But if you want wealth and that lasting generational wealth, you have to invest.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla.
If me not rich this year, next year not pass. It's a journey, right? We don't get rich in 6 months. We get rich over time. And this is richness that lasts. We call that wealth, not a quick flip. You have some money and then you're broke by month 7. We don't advocate for that because it's not sustainable. A lot of people love the quick flip, but the quick flip don't work. After you flip, you flop. And then if you go flip again, if you go flop again, we want something to be more sustainable because build wealth that lasts beyond your lifetime. This is the generational wealth that we're talking about. So we don't want to be in the quick flip and then flop mindset. We want to be in the long-term wealth, the generational wealth mindset, and that comes through investing. To be a smart investor, first things first is that you have to know your money to grow your money. You cannot be investing and you don't know what you are doing because they say a lot, a fool and his money are soon parted. If you do not know what you're doing, you're gonna be doing this new trend, that new trend, jumping on this IPO, this APO, this stock. And a lot of times you find that you lose more than you gain. The first thing you have to know as you start your investing journey is educate yourself. Education is the first step in building wealth, understanding your goals, the different types of investments that are out there, and what kind of return should you be looking for? What kind of portfolio should you be creating? What kind of diversification should you set up? When we think about investing, we have to think about the current economy. What are going on right now? And then within that context of what's happening in the economy, where will you see growth in your money? So when we look at Jamaica right now, what's happening? We're in a period of higher than normal interest rates, but maybe they could be coming down this year. Where are the opportunities? Where are the different types of industries that do well in this kind of economy? And that is where you want to put your money. Think about what companies do well when people have a lot of money and there's discretionary spending. And you want to look for those companies on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and buy shares in those companies. Think about when interest rates are high, where should I be putting my money so I can get a good return? And that's what you want to consider as well. You just have to understand what types of strategies are going to work when interest rates are high, when inflation is higher than normal but still coming down, and when the exchange rate is being managed. When we have a certain level of unemployment in the economy, where should I put my money? When you understand that now, you can say, okay, this is where I need to direct my money, and you go in and speak with your financial advisor to get the implementation of that. So when we talk about the different types of investments, it's a broad spectrum. We can start with stocks, which represent shares in a company or a part owner of a company. And the main way to invest in stocks in Jamaica is through the Jamaica Stock Exchange. You have bonds, which are longer term investment that give you a periodic coupon. You have also real estate, which, real estate a keep. A lot of persons have investment properties. They're doing short-term rental like Airbnb. That's another type of investment. On the more, exotic, complex types of strategies, we have private equity, where you're an investor in other people's businesses. You have private debt, where you're lending money privately to businesses and to other persons. And you have, the new cryptocurrency. A lot of persons are talking about that. That's another type of investment as well. We'll call those alternative investments. You also have commodities, where you can, buy some gold, some silver, wheat, corn, oil. Those go up in price over time, and some persons are big commodity investors. So the broad spectrum is there, but what's more important at the broad spectrum is the combination. How much of each do I need? And that's really a personal question. That's something you go and sit down with your financial advisor about to understand, what's the right combination of all of these different types of investments for me.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. Fat pockets. I need that Skrilla on the
Heart NSA Trust now offers a $100,000 grant to heart-trained individuals running businesses for over a year. They'll also assist with business planning, marketing, skill enhancement, and other support. Your government is building a caring economy for you.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Up next, we learn how the Coconut Board continues to dedicate itself to the industry's prosperity through ongoing maintenance and enhancements.
It is the hard shell, the edible white flesh, and the clear liquid that all combine to form what is known as the coconut fruit. In Jamaica, coconut is utilized in practically all of our favorite sweets like gizzada, coconut drops, and dunkunu, to name a few, and some of our favorite dishes like rice and peas and rundown. Then there is the coconut oil that we use for our food and for our bodies and hair. And of course, the coconut water that replenishes our energy. But have you ever given any thought to how the coconut fruit came to be one of the greatest commodities to come out of our soil?
For one, coconuts were brought to the island by Spanish settlers in the 16th century and are utilized in a variety of ways, both raw and in derivative products such as coconut drops. Then, it all came down to its survival from there.
Coconut breeding in Jamaica started in the late 1950s, which was when the research department was instituted. Its main order of business was to find varieties or hybrids that were resistant to lethal yellowing disease, which was widely affecting coconuts at the time. Now, the Jamaica tall was grown extensively in Jamaica, but they were very susceptible to the disease and were dying in droves. The Malayan dwarf, however, that was introduced in the late 1930s, was found to be resistant to the disease. So it was planted out to replace the Jamaica talls. There was a problem, however, because in an industry that focused on copper and oil, the copper quality and oil quality was quite low, even though the plants were surprising. So the breeding department decided to make hybrids to utilize this resistance with other favorable qualities. And after 14 years of breeding, in 1974, the Maypan was released for commercial production. Now this hybrid was a cross between the Malayan dwarf and the Panama tall. The Panama tall was introduced like in the early 20th century. And so we had the best of both worlds, that it was early bearing, produced a lot of nuts, and good sized nuts, and reasonably good copper and oil quality. Further breeding was done to utilize other dwarfs that were introduced and cross them with the Panama tall to make other hybrids that turned out to perform just as well as the Maypan. The focus on breeding is now looking at the other items in our gene bank and to see how they can be utilized, because a dwarf by tall hybrid is an all-rounder, but there might be some that may be better for coconut water, may be better for coconut oil. And of course, technology is being brought to bear in our breeding efforts.
The research department continues to work towards maintenance and improvement of the coconut industry, and this is done through constant monitoring of cultural practices and the implementation of disease control interventions.
So the work continues because we never rest on our laurels.
Our pensioners are our society's backbone, and we want to make sure they are cared for. That is why the annual pension exemption and age relief exemption has been increased to $250,000 each. You have worked hard for your country, and we want you to have a little more peace of mind in retirement. Your government is caring for you.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
We're taking the journey now to the Ministry of Justice. Let's explore the various branches dedicated to championing the cause of children's right to access justice.
The journey of a child entangled in the justice system can be daunting, but within Jamaica's justice landscape, there's a beacon of hope, a network of child-focused services dedicated to guiding young individuals toward a brighter future. From diversion programs to victim support initiatives, these services aim to provide holistic care, rehabilitation, and empowerment for Jamaica's youth. These programs are offered through several branches of the Ministry of Justice.
Child diversion, as the name implies, is a way of diverting children from the formal justice system into other options or other services that can provide rehabilitation and reintegration. The program focuses on children between the ages of 12 and 17 who come into conflict with the formal justice system. What this means is the child is suspected of an offense, they're accused of an offense, or they're charged with an offense. Once this takes place, a child can be referred by the police or the court to the child diversion offices across the island, so that if they make a mistake or they make a bad decision, they won't be criminalized and they won't have to live with that decision for the rest of their lives, as long as they abide by the program and they complete the program.
Support is also offered to persons who have been harmed by a crime through the Victim Services branch within the Ministry's Social Service Division. This branch is charged with the responsibility to provide counseling, emotional support, and therapy to persons who are victims of crime. They provide a service that is confidential, professional, and neutral.
The language of children is play, and we have found, especially with the very younger clients, that in utilizing play therapy mechanisms, it is very effective in terms of reaching them, in terms of getting them to open up to us and to be able to tell their story, and for us to be able to work through the traumatic symptoms with them. One of our flagship programs is that we provide court support for individuals. We use behavior modification interventions, we use cultural restructuring mechanisms to be able to help the child to understand what is happening to them. One such program is our cultural resocialization program. Another intervention that we utilize is our Overcomers in Action program. And this one is geared specifically towards females who have been sexually abused. It's a group therapy intervention that runs for 6 sessions, and it culminates in a graduation ceremony.
The Restorative Justice Branch provides support to both the victims and perpetrators of crime, prioritizing accountability and healing over mere punishment. It aims to repair relationships, reintegrate offenders into communities, and foster healing for victims and communities. The branch also ensures the lasting impact of conflict resolution skills learned through its training programs in educational institutions. Through a memorandum of understanding between the Ministries of Justice and Education and Youth, significant stride is being made. Since 2022, over 12,000 participants from schools nationwide have had the opportunity to engage in 2-day training workshops focused on restorative justice.
Restorative practices is focused on healing. What it does, it is an investment into relationships among these critical players within the institutions. Additionally, restorative practices hold each player accountable, and this is done by engaging them in collaborative conversations that allows them to explore their actions, their decisions, and their behaviors to recognize the impact that it would have had on the persons around them. And so from these conversations, we see a mounting personal development and change among the key players. These are very important if we are trying to rewrite the narrative of how we resolve conflicts and disputes.
Through the Social Justice Division of the Ministry of Justice, we are committed to
healing and justice for all children,
creating a circle of care,
delivering justice that heals, and
together we are taking justice to the people of Jamaica.
In a landscape often shadowed by challenges, Jamaica's child-focused services stand as pillars of hope, offering a lifeline to young individuals in need. Through comprehensive care, empowerment, and community support, these initiatives are not just shaping individual lives, but laying the foundation for a more inclusive, compassionate, and safe society for all. A happy home is a safe home. Here are some quick tips to keep household chemicals out of the reach of children. Tip 1. Clearly label all chemicals and store them in their original containers to avoid confusion. Tip 2. Use child-proof locks on low cabinets and store all chemicals on high shelves or in locked cabinets. Tip 3. Teach your children about the dangers and importance of safety around these products. Few simple steps can make a big difference. Keep your home safe and keep those little hands out of harm's way.
On this leg of the journey, immerse yourself in the captivating story of reggae sensation Mortimer as he traces his evolution as an artist.
For the love of reggae music and music overall, your love struck me down lightning, thunder in my soul, baby. My heart beats for you only. Every word is true, I'm in love with you.
Mortimer seems an unusual name, but it is indeed his given name. Like reggae, the alluring singer was bred in the city of Kingston. Mortimer admits to being what he calls an indoor child who wasn't allowed to see much of the city, an act he quickly remedied once he got older. What he experienced helped to shape the musician he is today.
I listened to a lot of music outside of what was allowed in my household too. A lot of soul music, a lot of reggae music, a lot of pop as well. And yeah, like all of them, I think, influenced the sound of my music in one way, shape or the other. Plus things that I have, just my environment overall and my observation, my perspective, all of these things have shaped my music now and the music that I sing now.
Listening to the melodic words of the love-struck artist makes you wonder about his pen-to-paper process.
My process involves a lot of sinking within myself, a lot of letting go of a lot of things within myself to give myself the space to kind of be honest, the most honest I can be when I'm writing. It's a very immersive process for me, I hate to be bothered in those times.
Oh, brother man, you can stop for a breath, but don't you quit.
From an artistic family, his career could have gone no other way.
My mother used to sing, and my father writes as well. And I grew up in an artistic household overall. My father is a painter, and I too, I dabble in art as well.
Still, his path took his parents by surprise.
For the love of reggae music, I have put myself in a position to be forsaken by family.
The church boy who wanted to be a reggae artist. So, how was that conversation?
I wish it was a conversation, but it wasn't, unfortunately. There was no conversation more than I would need to leave if this is the kind of lifestyle that I'm gonna pick up. Music was the choice of a child who wanted to be his own man and not necessarily walk in daddy's footsteps.
When it's right, you will feel a fire. Nothing's wrong with having desire. Just be willing to pay what it requires.
Many artists play their music in the shadows and fade away when the light appears. But here we are with Mortimer. Besides his obvious talent, a collaboration with Protege is credited with his fortune.
I definitely would say that song did a lot for the visibility of my career. I went to rehearsal one evening. He told me he had somebody to meet me, somebody for me to meet. And it was Protege and Winter, James at the time. And, they were like, yo, we've been listening to the stuff you've been making in Paris and, your other music that you have come out as well. And we'd like to work with you. And from there we developed a working relationship, and we got into the music of things, and it was fantastic, very natural, very organic kind of situation. The first time I heard it, I was like, whoa, and yeah, it was a joy and a privilege for me to sing that for sure.
Musical collaboration is often sought when trying to reach another audience. By his own admission, collaboration played a significant role in his career. But how does he feel about the coupling in general?
Collaboration is very important, I think. I have been caught in the past, with feelings of, oh well, yeah, it's my music and it's my music and I need to write it this particular way and it needs to have this particular bass line. And while all of that is good too, collaboration kind of helps you get out of yourself sometimes too, for the benefit of the music itself. It gives you a chance to see from somebody else's eyes, to hear from somebody else's ears, and to experience just another person's perspective overall. And all of that now combined together, creates a work of art that is so multi-dimensional, in thought, that you end up with a really solid product.
Given the opportunity, who would you like to collaborate with?
Bob, for sure. For sure.
It's possible that we could go vault diving, but it's also possible that opportunity won't happen. Who else?
Chronix is one. I'd love to collaborate with Burning Spear. I think he is a powerful force in reggae music.
There's a lot of talk about the state of music and who does reggae these days.
I don't subscribe to that notion that reggae music is dead or belong to anybody. But I will say though that the state of the music now it's a bittersweet situation for me, because there's good music being made. I definitely believe so, and I hear it all the time. Then there's music being made that's not so good for the brain, But in the state of responsibility and perspective, I feel like there are aspects of the music that can be better. Good music is being made, You have a lot of great artists out there that's making music that's moving the culture forward.
And we can say that Mortimer is one of them. The singer is set to release his debut album this year, and though not willing to say much about it, he was willing to let us know that the album is more of a note to himself.
Your vibe is like a jet to breeze, you make me feel all kinds of things. The things I like about you most are way beyond what eyes can see.
Practicing good oral health is essential in maintaining fresh breath and a healthy smile. Always remember to brush twice daily for 2 minutes with fluoride toothpaste to strengthen tooth enamel and help fight gum disease. Always brush in a circular motion using a soft toothbrush. Floss once daily to remove food particles between the teeth and the gum line. Use a mouthwash to clean areas of the mouth a toothbrush or floss can't reach. Change your toothbrush every 3 to 4 months. Visit your dentist every 6 months for checkups and cleaning. And be sure to drink water to keep gum disease, plaque, and cavities at bay. Remember, good oral health is key to a healthy mouth.
As we wrap up today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we trust you've gained valuable insights. Do join us again tomorrow for more enlightening features. Stay connected by visiting our website, jis.gov.jm, and engaging with us on social media. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson, wishing you a fantastic weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.